Deja.
Let's say hello to our guest, the Princess of Alderaan, better known to us as actress Carrie Fisher. Welcome back to Earth.
Thank you. It's been a long time.
Have you got your land legs back yet?
I'm not actually all back yet.
Carrie, of course, is starring in Star Wars, and this is your first starring role in movies.
Yes. Yes,
And the critics say it's going to be the movie of the year, Carrie. How do you
well,
feel?
I hope so.
Did that come as a surprise?
Well, it's a little premature to say, but it looks like it's doing pretty well. So.
Acting was something that you always wanted to do, and it was assumed that you would do, but you say your parents didn't push you. Is that correct?
No, I always sort of did it around the house, so my mother put me into a nightclub back when I was about 13.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And they encouraged you, but did not push.
Yeah, oh, sure. They didn't care. They were doing it.
Let's talk a little bit about Star Wars, which incidentally is a sensational movie. I loved every minute of it. What was the most frightening thing that happened in the movie, or this most frightening scene?
Well, God, doing the swing acrosses. When we swung across the cavern, that was about a 30-foot drop, and they put cardboard boxes down below to break our fall, should we fall.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't understand the advantage of cardboard boxes, so that was a little harrowing. They hung us from the rope from the ceiling the first time to check the durability of the rope and to humiliate us generally in front of the crew, dangling by a rope, and didn't get a lot of respect.
And the darling the little people, what were they called, the Jawas?
The Jawas, the Sand People, the R2 units, the 3POs, the Wookiees, everything.
It must have been so much fun working with all of these outer space characters, robots, monsters, and what have you.
It was terrific.
The little Jawas were the ones with the
glowing eyes
glowing
and
eyes
little hoods.
And
they talk like munchkins.
Yeah, do that for me. That's terrific. You do impersonations, don't you?
Only of munchkins, and I do impersonations of other people doing impersonations, but nothing serious.
Carrie, I got the idea somewhere that you would like very much to do musicals. Is that true?
Oh, sure. But they don't seem to be doing them as much anymore.
Why do you think that's true?
Well, people don't. In the old days, they were more willing to believe that we could be sitting here talking to me, and suddenly you were meant out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to, that's not real life. That doesn't happen. So they don't seem to be accepting musicals as much as they did in the 30s and 40s and even 50s.
But don't you think that we'll eventually get back to that?
Well, if they're willing to believe Star Wars, I think that maybe that'll start something in that area. I don't know. I hope so.
Incidentally, the producer says that there probably will be a sequel to Star Wars. And of course, all of you will be back in it again. Are you excited about that?
Back into space for me. My second home.
You said that you'd like to do the weightlessness bit next time.
Well, I don't know how they would do that, but I'd love to do that. I've seen them do that in various, with cups flying in the air and things hanging upside down. Anything hanging upside down. I kind of like that dignified sort of acting.
Did you have any crazy experiences as a result of running around with Jawas and monsters?
Well, lunch breaks were interesting. We'd break for lunch, and we couldn't get out of our costumes, because it took a half an hour to put that hair don't, as opposed to a hairdo on my head, and the guy in the Wookiee suit couldn't get out of all that. It took a long time. The guy in the robot suit, it took him about 2 hours. It's about 40 different parts.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd all go out to these restaurants, and no one reacted.
You're kidding.
I think we were served faster than we might have been had we been dressed as normal human beings. But
they wanted to get you in and out pretty
just,
fast.
Any dessert now? Nothing.
As though you are.
What
Carrie
are you
Fisher always
wearing?
runs around with monsters.
Yes, I always do.
You really cracked me up with that line to Chewbacca. Is that his name?
Chewie, to his friends.
Chewie to his friends. I see. When you said to him, move that, get that
walking carpet out of the way.
That was absolutely terrific.
Well, that's George Lucas.
Carrie, we're about to run out of time, but you have lots of relatives in Texas. Your
Thousands.
mom was born in Texas.
My mom was born in El Paso. I got a great aunt in Arlington. I've got uncles and aunts and cousins and of every description all over the place.
Have you ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
We'll come back.
Well, I'd like to.
Thank you very much. It's been delightful talking with you. And
Thank
once again, I did enjoy the movie thoroughly.
Okay.
And in closing, may I say, may the force be with you.
Oh, you too, and your family.
Our guest, Carrie Fisher.
Exactly.